Hi everyone, welcome to Karl Woodcraft. I'm Karl, this is part 2 of the bar build. So if you haven't seen the first one, maybe watch that first and then you'll have a bit more of an understanding of what's going on now. What we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to look at the plans. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing, and then we'll move straight over to the router table and start cutting the moulding. This is the frontage of the bar, and the first thing we're going to look at is these 3 blocks here. These 3 blocks make the base of each pillar that we're going to be making. In between the pillars we have skirting board. And then above here, these squares are made out of dado rail, and they're going to form the panelling. These pillars are 18mm MDF. These small blocks at the bottom, which are 150mm by 150mm, are 24mm MDF, and we're going to put an OG moulding on the top of these. The skirting board is already made for us from the woodyard, and they're just going to fit in between there, and that's 18mm stock. The blocks on the outside are going to be mitered as well as they go around the corner to the outside of the bar. The first thing we're going to be doing is making the small blocks which make the base of the pillars, and we're going to be using this 24mm MDF. We've already run this through the table saw to the correct dimensions, 150mm. But before we go over to the miter saw and start cutting these to 150mm wide, what we're going to do is we're going to put the moulding on them first. I've already started doing the moulding and I've practiced the depth that I want on the OG, so I've raised it up slowly until I've got the desired pattern that I want. We're now moving on to the pillars which are attached to the plinths. These go round the corner. We've got one on each corner and on anywhere the bar's got a join, which we'll show you when we move on later on. We've got a nice curve groove down each one, and this is the bit that we're going to be using. Hopefully you can see that okay there. We're going to be using that on the router table, and we've got the router table set up for the correct depth. We're going to do the centre one first, and then we're going to move the router table fence and do the outside pieces, and we'll show you exactly how we go about doing that. And then they're simply attached with a mitre and glue and nails. This is the pile of pillars that we're going to be working on. We take a combination square, we roughly find halfway, make a mark, flip the combination square over, make a mark, and then in between them 2 marks is the centre. And then that's where we're going to put the first cove groove. There's the centre mark, here's the cove bit, and the fence is set. And you can see that's dead centre, so we're going to run that along there and we're going to get a nice curved groove all the way down. But what we need to do first is make a couple of marks on the fence so we can mark our start point and our finish point, because we don't want the grooves to start at the top and finish at the bottom. We want them to start about 40mm in. We've measured from the centre point up to here, made a line, and we've also measured the same distance from the centre point to here and made a line. This one is where we're going to lower the workpiece down slowly and start the curve, and then we're going to run it through until we get to the next line there, and then we're going to lift it off, and that's where the curve's going to finish. Once we've done all the centre grooves, we'll then move the fence to this second line here on both sides that we've got pre-marked out, and then we can do the groove on the edges. Now I want to put a groove down each side of the board, left and right, now that we've got the centre one. So what I'm going to do is move the fence to the secondary line. I just square off just to make sure that I do stop at the correct place each time. Groove left and right now, and the good thing about this is all we have to do is place it down, do the groove, and then spin it over, place it down, do the groove, and then that'll be it. We'll have a groove on each side. We don't need to move the fence again. 6 of the pillars now need a 45-degree angle putting on because they're the ones that are going to go on the corners. We're going to run it from top to bottom, and then that way it's going to hide any MDF edges. Put plenty of glue on, and especially on this 45-degree edge of the MDF, plenty of glue on here. Don't want this getting knocked and breaking. Shit, I'm running out. Sounded like after a Vindaloo, didn't it? So we've got the tiniest gap, less than half a mil, less than quarter of a mil probably. So all I'm going to do is bear over it with a screwdriver, just closing any little gap. That's perfect now. That's good. Then we'll have to fill all these brad holes with a bit of wood filler, ready for sanding and painting. I'm now attaching the dado rail for the panels, and I'm going to use this laser level, this Bosch one. I've got it on a camera tripod, and when I set it back where I want it, so there's my pencil line there, and a combination square, and I've got the exact right angle, plumb line, level line, and all I have to do is place my dado rail onto there. So I'll cut a 45 there, 45 at this side, and my pencil mark which is here, glue and brad them on, and I'll just work my way around doing that. So it's really handy having one of these. I think they're about 60 quid. I'll put a link in the description for you. Next one cut to fit along the bottom, along that laser line there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, cut it oversized, then sneak up on it. That's the end of part 2 then, guys, and in part 3 we're going to be doing the painting and the install at the customer's house. If you're still lingering around waiting for the draw for the giveaway, we haven't done that yet, but that's definitely going to be done this week, and that will be announced in part 3 of this build, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do that through PayPal, Patreon and channel membership, and I'd just like to thank everybody who does support the channel, and also thank everyone who watches the channel and comments. And I'll see you on part 3, guys. Bye.